Welcome back to the show. We understood from Dr. Shashidhara about body spirituality, what is outer and inner present state, and let us know what all the barriers will come across to achieve a good body sculpture. Is it a physical barrier or any other environmental factors? Let us know from him. Dr. Shashidhara, tell me about body spirituality. See, I want to focus, I want to get some tips about any barriers will come across to attain a good body spirituality.
Yeah, to be live in the present, we need a comfortable body. There are physical barriers because of today's modernization, like
Globalization, urbanization, corporatization. Okay, yeah, okay,
so physical barriers today. Why we are facing
yeah,
is because of our the change in the culture.
okay.
So modernization
Mm.
that is creating a lot of trouble. Like for example, the maida refined products.
Okay.
Any refined products.
Really, please concentrate on Maida. So much we talk about Maida. Of course, we came to know really like past 1 or 2 years about Maida. Whenever you do some program, you just try to avoid the Maida.
Yeah.
But I want to have the scientific reason behind Maida because public are watching it and they should get a good scientific information from you so that they will avoid these products.
Yeah, the maida is out of wheat,
Yeah.
but only thing is the processing will go on.
Okay.
They'll use a chemical called alaxan,
Okay.
which is a toxic to especially pancreas, which can induce diabetes in animal studies.
Okay.
So that now for the whitening, the maida which is very white,
Yeah.
unless you bleach,
Yeah.
it cannot become so white.
Yeah.
So what happens? Everybody in the market,
Okay.
they use this maida
Okay.
with the bleached one.
Okay.
So which is very very important to see that they avoid maida,
Okay.
especially today's all these bakery products.
Okay.
Almost all bakery products
Okay.
full of maida.
Okay.
And if you go to any marriage,
Okay.
5-6 maida item will be there.
Some kulcha, some rotis related to this,
Yeah.
naans especially. There. So according to the processing, they use some chemicals to make it processed to look
Laxan is a
Laksan.
chemical. Yeah.
And according to that animal studies, it induces the pancreas, it stimulates the pancreas so that it become inactive and leads to
Illnesses,
especially
yeah.
diabetes. Okay. So any programs you are doing for the same thing in your whatever the public forum or education this thing?
Yeah, we do have workshops
Okay.
where we conduct body spirituality,
Okay.
where we provide with
Okay.
all the millets
Okay.
for this
Okay.
to avoid maida, education about the maida,
Okay.
as well as there is alternatives,
Okay.
how to use the alternatives, and we provide, and even now afternoon food, millet lunch is very well known.
Okay. So you are telling not only to avoid maida, you also tell the use of these millets and how it is beneficial to the.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to know about something about refined flour.
Yeah.
Is it something for maida itself or something? It's
No, any refined product,
yeah.
if they have used chemical, it's not advisable.
Okay.
Especially sugar,
Sugar. That's what.
refined sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Then refined flours.
Okay.
Any refined much of
Okay.
flour with chemicals,
Okay.
where there is a usage of bleaching agent and such things.
Okay.
Refined oils also not advisable. Cold pressed oil, which is very much available now.
Okay.
In olden days, they used to have directly from the
Okay. From the process.
process.
This thing.
Yeah.
So I want to know give me some tips about use of jaggery versus sugar.
Yeah,
Which one you
always
prefer?
jaggery is preferable.
Okay.
And sugar, because of a lot of chemical process goes on,
Yeah.
white sugar to be avoided.
And iron content
Wherever
also
possible.
rich in
Yeah,
jaggery.
iron is good in
Okay, okay. And what about
natural
this
ingredients.
polished rice? Polished rice.
Yeah, but today's world, because of the polish, we lose all our
Polished.
fiber. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And polished rice will be within about half an hour we get digested.
Okay.
So if you eat some other millets, all whole grains, it will take 2 hours to digest fully. This is about half an hour, not even 45 minutes.
Okay.
So immediately there is a glycemic index more.
Yeah, that's what glycemic index is more rather than that red brown rice. It is less.
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, rice itself has a less of fiber. At
Okay.
least if you don't
Okay.
Polish it.
Okay.
You know, too much of polishing will create, you know, it becomes just like a eating sugar. It is
Even
almost
minimal
like
protein
that.
content is better with red rice rather
Red
than
rice,
this
yeah.
thing. Okay, okay. About this rice product, apart from that, what I'm observing nowadays, the prevalence of obesity has increased. If you ask in Bangalore and even in cosmopolitan city, it has grown to 8%. And we are seeing all other adolescent related problem like diabetic, hypertension, and being a pulmonologist, I see a lot of wheezing and other things. Is there any food is making like junk foods? I want you to focus on junk foods. Nowadays, Indian Academy Pediatric has taken an initiation about this adolescent-friendly health services or adolescent-friendly schools also. But please focus on this junk food so that we should be aware of this thing, because I see a lot of adolescents coming with hypertension, diabetic. I feel so bad about that. What about junk foods?
Yeah, junk food. Why? First thing is it is a old food.
Yeah.
Which is not fresh.
Okay.
The second thing is it is being done with all these refined products.
Okay.
It has no calories. It has calories, but it has no nutrients.
Empty calorie?
Nutrients.
No nutrients. Okay. Okay.
So high in sugar, high in salt.
Okay.
Very less of vitamins and antioxidants.
Directly it's the kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And causes the vascular changes in the major organs, leading to what are the hypertension and diabetes.
Yeah.
I think I think some policy makers should interfere here, and they should make that whatever the available food or the surrounding in the near the schools, they should give some amount of knowledge about this thing like this in this forum, so that they will avoid junk foods. And we are seeing a lot of, maybe both of us seeing a lot of problem associated with obesity. Today, diabetic, and junk foods are the main cause. All outlets, majority of they contain these junk foods, and oxygens are released and associated problems. Apart from that, having said about food and as well as junk food, we write prescriptions. Can you tell us something about it? Of course, my prescription is good.
Yeah, prescriptions, you know, like today's world, people are so anxious, they want antibiotic. They'll come and tell, sir, we want to go somewhere, we want an antibiotic. See, unnecessary use of antibiotics.
What you do? Suppose I am patient security, I'll ask you, doctor, I had to go to my office today, I can't take leave, my child should recover. You give me antibiotic. What you do?
We need to be rational.
Okay.
We need to be rational.
We
need to use where it is required. We need to reassure them that antibiotic is of no use at all in certain viral infections. Only when it is to be used, then only to be used.
Yeah.
And wherever possible, you know, some simple cough, cold and all, it doesn't need any medicine. Even paracetamol not required. Fever is a fighting mechanism.
Yeah.
So, wherever possible, we need to avoid this
unnecessary use of prescriptions, especially medication, cough, cold medications, and even for fever, along with paracetamol, simple tepid sponging, or cough, even just a steam inhalation, or honey, or tulsi also, it helps. Unless if it is associated with fever, go to the doctor. He will take a judgment whether it's a viral and a bacterial, and he will give you a best prescription. And over counter prescription, taking medication is also dangerous. They'll go and take the previous prescription antibiotic and misuse it, and we are in the heading of bacterial resistance. That's dangerous. Thanks for that. And about other things, what are the additive elements we use in the food? That preservatives and other things.
There's a lot of additive elements, plenty.
Yeah.
Yellow dye. Then there is a BHT.
That make it more colorful.
Yeah.
In Deepavali sweets and other sweets, they make all the garnish.
There are plenty of sodium benzoate. There are so many additives which is most of them are all available with the junks.
Okay.
So if you avoid junks, that can be avoided.
I heard also it is pre-carcinogenic.
Yeah,
If I'm
some
correct.
of them are known to be pre-carcinogenic.
That's a dice. We should be very careful. And how do processed foods affects one's health? Processed foods. You want to give some
Yeah,
gist about it?
usually these processed foods will have ingredients where it preserves the food,
Yeah.
preservatives,
Yeah.
and that because of the refining nature of these processed foods,
Yeah.
the glycemic index will be high,
Yeah. Okay.
and the uh, what happens is when you take a long duration of processed foods, you are likely to become obese
Okay.
because of the
And
refining.
associated complications.
Yeah.
Having said about food, prescription, additives, and how about these chemicals being used in the agriculture, like
Yeah,
pesticides
pesticides. Yeah,
and other things?
pesticides, and even not only chemicals they use, we also use by addictions like alcohol, Pepsi, Cola. These are all certain things
So let us
which
limit to
can,
ourselves.
yeah,
So
tobacco.
agriculture will come to
Ah,
it is not our this thing, but
yeah,
still
yeah.
any this thing, pesticides do affects this thing. Tell me something about preservatives used majority, like now apart from additives, preservatives being used in any drinks, cola, whatever it is.
Preservatives basically to preserve the
Yeah,
food,
yeah,
and this is actually in a long term,
okay.
in a actually FDA has its own rule to take care of it, but in a long term it do affects the body, and some
Okay,
of them, as you told, it is pre-carcinogenics,
okay, okay,
and some of them are proven to be carcinogenics.
okay,
So we need to look at this thing wherever possible. We need to go for the natural foods
okay.
rather than going with processed foods and
I think
processed.
somehow we are failed. Even in clinics, we should concentrate on these things about educating them
Yeah,
about the preservative, additives, and food, rather than just concentrating on the illness. That's
yeah,
important. So this is about body spirituality. He has mentioned about physical barriers. He has also mentioned about additives, preservatives, and natural food. How it helps to the growth of the body and sustaining of the health, and he has well explained about the limitations and the barriers which we come across in body spirituality. Thank you, Dr. Shashidhar.
thank you.